When the world knows, but nothing changes. Hello, I am Dr. K. Paul Stoller, and I have noticed something strange about human history. Sometimes disturbing truths come to light. Scandals, abuses of power, corruption, murder, torture, cannibalism. And yet, the world seems to keep moving. People go to work. The news cycle shifts, and nothing appears to change. Why does this happen? Every generation experiences moments when disturbing information suddenly becomes public. Documents are released, investigations expose wrongdoing, journalists uncover hidden systems of power. For a moment, the public reacts with outrage. People ask the same question again and again: how could this happen? But often, after the initial shock fades, the system keeps going.
One reason is something psychologists call emotional overload. Human beings are not designed to process endless waves of disturbing information. When shocking stories appear again and again, the brain begins to protect itself. Outrage turns into fatigue. Concern turns into numbness. And eventually, people start to look away not because they approve of what they see, but because they cannot carry the weight of it constantly.
There is another powerful force at work. It's called the bystander effect. When many people witness a problem, responsibility becomes diffused. Everyone assumes someone else will act: journalists, courts, politicians, investigators. But when everyone assumes someone else will take responsibility, sometimes no one does.
Another reason change is slow is complexity. Major political or institutional controversies are rarely simple. Evidence is debated. Narratives conflict. Information is incomplete. When people cannot easily determine what is true, many choose the safest psychological option: waiting, waiting and waiting. Waiting for institutions, courts, historians, and investigators to sort it out.
Large institutions, governments, intelligence agencies, corporations have enormous inertia. They are like massive ships in the ocean. Even when public criticism emerges, changing their direction can take years or decades. Real reform usually requires several forces aligning at the same time: public pressure, credible journalism, legal accountability, and political leadership. Without those forces working together, systems tend to remain the same. There's also a simpler truth. Most people are focused on surviving their daily lives: work, family, health, financial pressure. Even when people care deeply about world events, their ability to influence them often feels limited, so life continues. Bills must be paid. Children must be raised. Responsibilities cannot pause while history unfolds. History shows that meaningful change rarely happens instantly after revelations. Instead, it tends to unfold slowly through investigations, legal cases, public debate, and long periods of cultural reflection. What feels like nothing happening in the moment sometimes turns out to be the early stage of change that takes years to fully emerge. The uncomfortable truth about human societies is this: knowing something is wrong does not automatically produce change. Change requires courage, evidence, organization, and persistence over time. The real question is not simply why the world sometimes seems to ignore disturbing truths. The deeper question is, what does it take for enough people to stay engaged long enough to actually change the course of history? Let me know what you think in the comments.